Welcome, welcome boys and girls, welcome to Essentials.tf, welcome to eSports United Community Rumble, a 6v6 TF2 LAN tournament that is hosted here in the eSports Center of Lidköping. Yes. I have to look over to my little teleprompter there, Lidköping, Sweden.
Yeah, we're expecting maybe 150 people over the course of this weekend. The next 3 days, people are going to be spectating, playing video games, and just hanging out.
Yeah, all this made possible by our good friends over at Plantronics and eSports United. Thanks, guys. But yeah, I'm TurboTabs.
I'm Nuze.
Yeah, and
this weekend we're going to be following the tournament to decide who wins the biggest share of the 30,000 Swedish krona prize pool.
Good stuff, good stuff. Now, finally, Nuze, you're back to casting.
Back, yeah.
I know. What?
Finally, it's been a season of only my keyboard being active, no microphone being used on the production side of things.
Yeah, well, it's a blessing to have you back here.
Yeah, hopefully. Well, once I move out again, I will be back into the casting for next season. Well, maybe actually, I don't know how soon E2F2L's playoffs are coming, but you know, I'll be warming up here at this LAN, getting some good casts.
Yeah, yeah.
It's good to be in the seat with you, TurboTabs.
Thank you, thank you. But I bet people are kind of wondering, like, where's the stream? How come things were taking so long? But it's LAN, baby, okay? It's going to take some time to get things working. There's always going to be problems like this. You've just got so many little cogs in the little machines, so one of them is just bound to break.
Yeah, it's a TF2 LAN. There's always delays. It's kind of unavoidable with technical issues, but I think players are pretty much ready. I think servers are... I don't know if there's still some stuff that needs to be worked on, but we've got time to talk about some stuff, I think.
Yeah, well, production will let us know if once we get rolling. But I do have some time to quickly touch upon the teams, so I've actually got a list for you right over there. And
I can see it, just off camera.
Just off camera. So we've got around 10 teams here that have turned up to the LAN. That's quite a lot of players, really. Sounds low, but 60 people are crammed into this little tiny room, Nuze.
Yeah, well, it's quite lively. We can just turn around and have a look at everyone. I mean, you can see on the stream, there's a nice little spectator area behind us where everyone's watching the TF2.
I'm hoping that there'll all be nice little boys and girls that start doing all sorts of shenanigans back there, putting on a little puppet show or whatever. But yeah, we've got 10 teams, like which names you've heard of. We've got TurboTabs, we've got Low Panda, we've even got the famous Pizza Polished.
Yeah, I know they've got some nice weapon skins as well, Pizza Polished. So we're going to see lots of pizza-themed gaming.
Yeah. Official trademark, do not steal. But we've also got some other teams like Banana Esports, Midnight Sixers plus Noobs, Twisty Juice, Minions in Pajamas. We love the Twisted. I'm old eyes, forgive me, Twitch chat. And Hard Base and Niet, Netherlands. That's a pretty good name.
Interesting name. Hipfire's team.
Yeah.
You know,
right.
Hipfire, beloved caster. I think he'll be doing some casting this event as well.
Yeah. We kind of assume that he's not going to go far.
I don't know how the schedule's going to be.
We'll just bring him in.
Him and Zayfrosty both going to be doing some casting while also playing.
Looked at the team like, we'll pencil in for just like an hour later then,
Yeah. I think like Alba was wanting to cast as well.
Yeah.
But I think, you know, he's going to have to cast directly after or directly before games.
Yeah, it's not just us as well. We also got Beta as well. The big
Beta,
Danish action hero. It's live in the studio. So that's going to be exciting. That's going to be all for later. And we might be spread a little bit thin on the caster side, but you know, we've got an excellent production team kind of like supplementing that.
Well, I was speaking to Wolf earlier. I don't know if you were there as well, but he was saying that pretty much everything from the production side of things is going pretty smoothly. I think we're going to get to look around the venue a bit with some of the other cams, but yeah, I don't know if you want to look into some of the rosters. Maybe we can talk about some stuff.
Yes, of course. I
guess start with Froyotech.
Yeah, let's go straight.
Actually, I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Where do we want to begin?
You see the schedule, you're like, shall we go over the rules? Shall we go over the teams? You know what, we will go over the teams. Let's go into a bit more detail. Let's talk about the teams that everyone's foaming at the mouth about. Let's talk about Froyotech, the team. You
know, I think it's the most of a mixed team we've seen Froyotech in the past, or over the course of TF2 LANs. It is a community LAN, so it's, you know, more about just having good games, having fun, and all these guys showing up.
I mean, you call it a mix, but it's still
it's a pretty stacked roster.
It's a stacked mix. It's like that point where you're thinking, it just looks like a team.
I think they're pretty strong favorites going into this. That being said, I was speaking to some of them earlier. I don't think they've had the chance to play very many scrims, whereas, you know, previous iterations of Froyo would also be stacked with a lot of practice. But I mean,
Yeah.
familiar names. So we've got Banny, obviously, team leader on Scout with his Scout buddy Arik.
Yeah.
Got Habib on demo. Fabled Habib. He's very good, I think.
Yeah.
He's had a good LAN record. I mean, he played really well at Rewind. I can't remember if he's been to any of the other NA LANs, but then we've got Paddy and Garbuglio on Soldier.
Yeah.
Do you know who of the... Is it Paddy that's playing Pocket?
I'm pretty sure it's Paddy playing Pocket. He had a very, very strong Pocket showing at Rewind. I mean, why would you not put that guy on Pocket? So
and Garbuglio, obviously. I mean, I was a bit...
I mean, they've got the ability, they've got the ability to switch out, which
exactly.
It's another string to their bow. They can just really do that if they want to. If they want to give the team an enemy like a fighting chance, I suppose.
Yeah, and then we've got Bear on Medic, the Invite Medic, he's been to a few of the Insomnia LANs.
Yeah.
He's been to Europe a few times, whereas I think some of the other guys, it's their first time. Like, I know it's Habib's first time, and I think Garbuglio and Arik as well.
Yeah.
The other guys have been here before. Paddy was at I-61, doing some of the analyst stuff as well.
There is a trove of things we could talk about with this team, like, you know, not just the skill, but like problems they'll be facing, you know, the atypical like jet lag and just the fact that they're playing in this sort of LAN environment. It's not the traditional Insomnia where you bring all your PC parts, you bring all this stuff, you kind of turn up on the day and play with the things that you've got. Some of them might have a keyboard and mouse, but other than that...
Yeah, I mean, one of the biggest things, because it's a smaller LAN, like at Rewind, well, maybe not Rewind, but the Insomnia LANs, you've got your own desk where you're playing at for the whole of the event. This time there's a set amount of PCs and people are going to be rotating in and out, so potentially not as much time for, you know, individual teams and players to get a lot of practice in. Yeah. But I think it's still like a lot of the PCs are pretty good equipment, so there's not going to be that limitation on it where there has been maybe in some previous LANs.
Yeah. Now we'll keep moving swiftly on because we do have, I think, our first match is currently deciding which side plays which, and per custom ETF 12 rules, which, by the way, we're using really for the majority of this tournament, they have to heavy fist fight for the map. So while they're kind of duking it out, we can quickly slide through some of these other teams. And our next big highlight team is Low Panda, most teamiest team of them here.
Yeah, they're almost a complete roster. It's almost the same as what they've been playing with online as of late. The only big difference is Uber's not being able to attend.
And that is a big difference.
It is a big difference.
It was a point where a lot of people were like, man, this Ubers guy is just like insane. Him with Mon, or Mr. Epic, as you probably know about him over there. But
yeah, I mean, he's been, I don't know, maybe the linchpin of Low Panda for a while now. He's been the main caller as well, and he just consistently performed really well. So Pappy's got big boots to fill, but let's go through the roster, I guess. If you want to.
The official roster is Martin on Medic. We've got Hildriff on Demo Man. We've got Pappy on the Pocket Soldier. We've got the Roaming Soldier will be the ever lovable Mookie, and their two scouts will be Mon and Funds. Who, if you combine them together in a relationship, makes fun. So
yeah,
I mean that's pretty much.
I think most people know him as Mr. Epic, but he goes by Mon as well.
Yeah, I think we had a quick conversation. He's
confused.
like, please stop using that name. And I'm like, fine, I'll try. But I don't know, I think it's a pretty cool name.
I think it's pretty cool as well.
It's got his own like little stamp on it now, you know, that's his legacy. Like, you don't want to change name now. People mix you up with all these other gamers.
But yeah, it's also, speaking of Mr. Epic, he had his first LAN, I-61.
Yeah.
I spoke to him about it yesterday. I don't think he was particularly pleased with his performance on that. I mean, I think he played pretty well, but you know, he's got high standards. He's a real fragger. I mean, maybe this LAN he's going to turn up big, and I think Funds and Mr. Epic is a scary scout combo if they're both on their game.
On LAN as well.
Yeah.
But I guess the LAN environment usually tailors a little bit more to soldiers, and sometimes scouts can get a bit lopsided with that. They kind of feel like, I can't do the same stuff I'm doing online now, and kind of gets them a little bit confused.
Well, Pappy and Funds have played together on a LAN team before.
Yeah, oh, you're going to mention that.
GA. Do you want to remind me who won that?
Hugh did.
That's correct.
Okay, you're going to circle this back into every conversation.
I will try to.
As a LAN champion.
But yeah, no, they were both really good on that LAN, and I think from Pappy's point of view, I-61 he was playing with the Nunya team.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Were they called Nunya on LAN? They've got many different names that they go by.
Pretty sure. I think it was Nunya, yeah. I mean,
Okay.
I'm sure Twitch Shy just like,
Yeah,
you know it
the
wasn't
chokebusters,
Slay.
you know. But this is like a bit of a higher caliber team for him to be on, and he's main calling actually in place of Ubers, so
Yeah.
big boots to fill. But I think if he's confident on this land, I think things will go pretty smoothly for Low Panda.
Yeah, and this wasn't like a settle pick as well. They wanted Pappy. Like, they wanted Pappy for quite a bit now. They even played a couple online games with him as well.
Yeah,
so it's not
he played in their most recent official, didn't he?
Yeah, exactly. So it's going to go well. I think they even had a really nice official from that as well. Was it I think it was a tie with Swift, maybe?
Yeah. Wait, hold on. I don't know. I can't remember. I can't remember exactly. Anyway, I don't know. I think we should.
Yeah, we'll transition on to our
expecting good things
next
from
team.
Panda.
The mixed team, the grand
mixed
mixed team, the most stacked mixed team out of all of them. It is Pizza Polished.
Yeah, it's a great name.
Yeah, they should put that on the skin, maybe. Or
Yeah,
something like that.
we've got some familiar names and familiar faces for this LAN.
Yeah.
From Pizza Polished.
Yeah.
Raptor on Medic.
Smear on Demo Man.
Credu and Alba on Scout.
And Alfie, and where's the other one?
Last
Adiski?
one. Adiski, yes.
Yeah, that's what spun me off. I was like, Adiski on Soldier?
Yeah,
that can't be right.
Yeah. It's his LAN debut on Soldier.
I mean,
but that being said, I don't know if a lot of people know about it, but he's been playing Roamer for a while now, since he stopped playing with Ascent.
Yeah. Which is the unexpected team, by the way, not the French
Yeah.
team.
And I think he was trialing for 7 at one point on Roamer, and he was doing really well. I think he's one of their, first picks if anyone were to leave that roster.
He's going to be the dark horse.
I think I'm definitely expecting good things from Adiski. He was originally playing Roamer in this team, and Alfie was going to pocket, but they've switched. So now Adiski's on pocket, and Alfie's going to be back to his roots on Roamer.
I guess that's the benefit of having these mixes. You can kind of do these little changes and see improvement immediately, whilst like throw your tech probably
hit the ground running.
Have to do a lot more hard looking at some of these problems.
And of course, I mean, Smear, the best LAN demo. Well, very consistently, very strong on LAN.
The performance that strikes me out is that the game for the Battle of the North. I'm not sure if any of you heard of that tournament, but it was a DreamHack tournament. It was like a quick little side project last winter, and that
he was
LAN,
insane.
That LAN, everybody, like demo men, spectators were all like, great.
And since then, he's not stopped. I-61, I don't know how many times he clutched in ridiculous situations, just hit every pipe.
Yeah.
Just wins the round single-handedly. Just Smear things.
Yeah. Would you say you have a greater appreciation coming from, because you're a demo man yourself, aren't you? So you can see the lint
a
of
LAN champion.
A LAN champion. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I would say so. Like, I'm fairly critical of a lot of players, and there's a lot of demo men, especially when they get to the top level. I can be quite critical of them, but I have a lot of respect for Smear as a player. He's very strong, and the things that I admire: the consistency, the high pressure perforse.
The LAN
He's a big clutch player,
Seal of approval.
Seal of approval.
But, I know you're throwing your weight around, but I won third place at an I-Series once. It was a spring one, or is it a winter one?
Which I-Series?
It was like 48.
Ooh.
I got Haribo as my prize.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there was only like so many teams in total, like 4, 5. So
it's nothing to scoff at. Good bit of Haribo. Third place.
Looks good on the eSports resume.
Yeah.
All right. So I think that's the majority of our star lineups in a way. So
maybe we can. I mean, Raptor obviously playing with Swift in the grand final. Well, throughout I-61, but he reached the grand final. He's a very capable gamer.
Is there a bit of a storyline there?
And he won season 27 with Arctic Foxes. So
does he have a bit of a storyline with after coming back from I-61? You've got that whole.
I suppose.
Everyone's kind of had to point the finger when Swift lost that game, and everyone was kind of springing onto Raptor or
dropped her, as he was infamously named.
Twitch chat can be so cruel.
It can be. But I don't think he really was the problem at I-61 for Swift. I think, like you're saying, he was the scapegoat, I guess.
Yeah. So, do you think he's here to prove something now? Like,
I mean, I think
maybe this was like
a few things going their way, despite Froyo Tech being a pretty stacked roster. I don't think they've played too much. Not that these Pizza Polished guys have played that much either. I think a lot of the teams are coming into this just to play for this LAN with not too much time to prepare for it. But I think Raptor will be looking for some revenge on Vanny.
Yeah. I mean, he could have taken the hit really hard to the point where it's like it's got scattered notes all across the room, lines drawing, and it's like, this is where I hit him, hard at this land, where he least
red
suspects
string,
it. Yeah,
webs.
pretty much. It all means something. It all means something. All right, so again, we are just waiting for the server because, in good TF2 fashion, it's dead.
Do we know what the maps are going to be?
I think we don't know for the next map, but I can tell you the map pool. We can have a quick talk about that. It is going to be atypical ETF2L rule set, and that comes alongside with the map pool. So you've got your Snake Water, Badlands process, which they've confirmed to me now it's going to be process that they're having a heavy fist fight on.
Okay, process for the first game. Interesting. I like that map.
Yeah. We also got Gully Wash, Reckoner, Pro Dog, Sunshine. Just for
Sunshine, yeah, this season's map. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Do we know much about the whitelist? I've not been that in touch
again,
since the Pyro update.
ETF2L last season, so no jetpacks. Sorry, Reddit.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry, Reddit. No jetpacks to be found in this game, so it's going to be some good old-fashioned TF2.
Good old-fashioned.
Just like Grandma used to make,
Yeah. Was there any? I'm pretty. Was the pocket pistol not banned after? After the updates? Yeah, pocket pistol is banned. I don't know if it was banned before in ETF2L, but because of the update, I think. Yeah, because it was quite powerful with the healing that they added in. I don't know if anything else has been changed from the previous whitelist.
Yeah. I can hear production are whispering little words saying like this is banned, that is banned.
Yeah, I was just curious because
basically ETF2L.
There was a few big changes with the whitelist, and I don't know.
Oh right, okay.
Sorry. I think the crossbow's the big one. I don't know if this will be the first serious competition, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, it's big changes.
Yeah, and now in a lot of situations, it's better to just heal rather than to arrow.
Yeah.
I remember a Disky, because I travelled with a Disky for a bit. We were talking quite a bit about the crossbow changes and about how it changes like the team dynamics and what medics should be doing. And he was saying that he's going to be telling Raptor a lot of the time to not go for arrows because...
I mean, is it possible for these players to kind of do this hard shift from that? Can they just immediately go from like arrowing all the time to suddenly like, okay, I don't need to arrow anymore? Is it just, or do you think you'll still see it out of habit?
I don't know. I think we will definitely see some of the medics stuck in that habit.
I don't think it'll be the medics. Actually, I think it'll be the players. They'll be like standing still, be like, you need to heal me. I was like, it's not good enough, man.
The soldiers, 10 HP, just standing still for no reason.
You're like, what? I lose all this health and I can die now? Cool game, cool game. We can touch on some other little topics here and there. Like, I know it's a bit boring to go through the rules because everyone knows the rules, Turbo.
It's important.
You know, it's important, yeah. And sometimes this might be your first time watching. So rules, atypical. It's just, let me open up here. Typical ETF2L rule set, whitelist. So you've got 6v6, 30 minutes, 5-round.
Mercy rule?
Yeah, 5-round gap invokes a mercy rule and whatnot. So
5-0, 6-1, 7-2. Not that we get those score lines very often.
And if they are, God, those are hype games or something, if it was getting that high. But atypical class limits, like everything's limited to 1 except like Scout, Soldier, Spy, which is kind of strange. But
yeah, for a while, I think it's been like that. I mean, obviously 2 Scouts and Soldiers, as that's how 6s works. But the only other off-class that has a 2-class limit is Spy.
Yeah.
But not that long ago, I guess, there was 2 Pyros, and then way before that, 2 Snipers. I kind of want to see that return, you know, some of the weird class limits.
Can you remember why they blocked out the 2 Sniper rule?
Process last, brother.
Yeah, process last.
Jukebox cookie.
I'm
double
really
sniper
annoyed
hold.
Because when that map first came out, I actually, you know, in those sort of strats that you make it and you're like, oh, I'm genius, I've got this and stuff like that, and you see all the Prem players doing it and you're like, oh my God,
this back
that's
in
my
your
strat.
Your I-48 third place prime?
Yeah, they must have scouted it in the that third place game, but yeah, apparently the teams are ready, so we should be going live very, very soon. So we should be heading over to the game.
Exciting.
So we need to take the camera off our faces.
Yes, I do not want to see my face on the screen.
Yeah,
can we remove
I'll block it out for you. There you go.
Yeah.
But they say they're ready.
They say they're ready.
We're still
I think we are going to be switching pretty soon. Actually,
do we have to alt-tab ourselves?
I don't know.
Oh,
maybe.
We've lost connection to the server ourselves, but...
I guess we'll just wait for the go-ahead.
All right. Well, quick retry. Do we retry while we're on camera?
Sorry.
Yeah. All right, fine. Just retry onto the camera. But, yeah. So we've talked about the rules. I don't want to even dare Go to format and schedule. Yes, we're in game. We're in
Finally.
game. Oh my days, News. We've actually done it. We've managed to get TF2 running at a different part of the world. It only took us like 2 days.
Yeah. All right, do you want to run through the rosters of these teams?
I'm going to let you take this, buddy, because I'm currently connecting myself.
So I think we've got a couple of audio issues with the games that production will be looking at, but so just to go through the rosters, I think this is Niet Nederlands.
Yep.
This team on blue. We've got Hipfire and Wolfie on scout. Twiku and Scarovania on soldier. Tob on demo. And I'm not sure who Old Man Sweelan is on medic, but I'm presuming that's an alias.
Yeah, clearly they just want to not be seen by the public eye, you know. I mean, it's well within their right to not be seen by the big brother of TurboTabs. So over on the other team, I'm not too sure what the team name is. I'm just going to have to...
There's a couple familiar names.
Yeah.
I know Kufril on medic of TF2 pickup fame.
Wow, we don't even have time to go through the roster now, Nuze. We're going straight into it. So this is going to be our first game of the LAN. It is best of one. It is the Swiss system. A winner takes all the points to potentially get in that top 4 slot to get into that playoff. So here we go, on to the mid. So the first thing I'm seeing is just all of red team are just trying to fight blue for their own side right now. They're currently doing a decent job of it. They've actually pushed them and scattered them all across the map. And
it fires on the flank.
Yeah, he wants to get the medic kill, and there we go. That's the round-saving medic kill for the Netherlands team there. So luckily, they won't have to kind of stress themselves too much with defending seconds. And actually, they might be able to claw this back. But that's really strange. It looked like... oh, wait, no. It's... yeah, they're getting the 2 times 2 cap now. I thought it was Collide was actually going to go down up the echelons there, but it will be a defense for last. It looks like they still want to contest for second, though. This is very surprising coming out from the Netherlands team. So
I think they've noticed that because their med died on mid, a lot of the players that are forward didn't have the heals to take second too quickly, but it looks like they've overcommitted. After the Netherlands squad players entered into second, the red guys backed up to their medic who was just coming in from the respawn queue, and they played with a good bit of heals there and got a bunch of frags on second. They're now rolling it into last. There's some spawners they might be able to delay, but it does go for the first round to... I'm not sure exactly what the team name is, but red team.
All right. So
it's Banana eSports, we're being told.
Banana eSports,
and
what a name.
Netherlands.
Okay. So another mid, another attempt for the Netherlands teams to make their claw back into this game. It's just one round after all, and you've still got like 28 minutes left on the clock, so I'm sure they're not sweating it too hard over on either team. But again, they're going with that strategy over on the Banana eSports to just kind of fight for this enemy territory and right inside. They will mirror match them over on the Dutchies, and they're just kind of like holding the line right now, make sure none of the aggressive players kind of ends up taking out the initial blob of the Netherlands team. There was a nice little, I think, shot coming out from Spirit there, but see some soldier counter aggression. God, Spirit is cleaning up these players that were... He does manage to cap mid, however, and there we go. Actually, we'll go down to the crossbow.
Well, that was an interesting mid. Hipfire was on the 3K, representing the production squad, and then a nice 3-kill streak for Spirit. Khalid coming in now again to contest Twiku on point, get some good damage, but it's not going to be enough, and he's probably going to die for it. I don't really know the thought process here behind Banana eSports, but they're sending in players one at a time. Kronk is under the midpoint, taking 1v1. Hipfire is going to win that one, and it looks like Netherlands have secured the midpoint and will be going through choke with their 2 picks.
All right, so they've got the slight uber advantage, but it's at the point where it's not really going to come into major play, and they have to give up that second. It's just the nature of Gully Wash, baby. Once they kind of enter that second point and take in like the grass area, you have to just give it up. They actually are doing a good job of kind of picking off players here and there over on the Netherlands team. They've actually committed somebody into block. This is a very nice kind of push out by Banana eSports as well. They're trying to make a wraparound with Sky and co, but they can't really just latch onto anybody. There's nobody to really fight in with this Uber with. They will get a pick here and there, but it's just one lone soldier by himself. There we go. There's the backup they needed. Hipfire.
There is a back cap going on in mid. I think Hipfire will be able to win it. Kronk was the one on the back cap. He's coming into Big Door now, but he's being shut down by a lot of players. I don't know if he might be able to get a kill. He does get one and then gets cleaned up. So yeah, what we saw on that mid, or on that second push rather, Niet Netherlands had left their demo to cap on the point alone, and the rest of them were pushing forward with their Uber advantage. And then Banana eSports had wrapped around, killed the lone demo on point and blocked the cap.
Yeah.
But Skyrovania and his medic had managed to get behind with their Uber advantage, and they killed Kufr on 90% Uber, so they managed to capitalize at the expense of their demo. And then a bit messy with Kronk trying to go behind, but they could shut him down, and they're in a secure position now. They've captured second point, but it's back to even Ubers.
Yeah, let's see what sort of last defense they can cook up in the kitchen on this Gully Wash map. It looks like they are rocking the heavy weapons guy for Banana eSports, and that's it really. They're not going to go, oh actually no, they've got the sniper, Spirit is rocking it, seeing if he can get some stray picks here and there, open up some opportunity for his team. But right now they're sitting pretty, they're one round up. I mean, there is 25 minutes left, so you can't really rely on that one round, and they do make a little play with Collide, but
yeah, Hipfire just died some stickies, so Collide went in for a sack. A counter sack coming in from Twiku. Kufrel's gone down to really low 40 HP right now, but no one else from the Dutch squad are going to be able to capitalize with any spam or anything, so unsuccessful sack attempt from Twiku. We do have Spirit back on Sniper. He's not really decided on a sightline yet. He's still staying in spawn. I think he's spy checking just now to see if there's any off classes, but it doesn't look like Niet Netherlands are going to be running anything. Just sticking with the two soldiers for now.
Every single time I get baited by that news. They're always checking for classes when I think they're going for the big spy play, but yeah, it's still 24 minutes left on the clock, so they can't rely on this. They have to eventually find a way out of this last point if they want to claw back this round. And it looks like they're following the Cadus rulebook of TF2 over on the side of Niet Netherlands, where they won't give up this this control for any reason really, just playing it super safe, just going for the very easy kind of like little sacks and hoping that for the best of those instead. You don't want to be, you know, playing it too risky basically.
Yeah, they're looking to keep things pretty stable. It's quite comfortable for teams holding last as well, because they can always just send someone in spawn. But we do have an Uber exchange aggressive coming out of the defensive team on last here. Banana eSports getting 2 kills as well off the tail end of that Uber. They lose Collide for it, but they've got 2 picks. They're getting another one now. There's only 3 players backing out of River, and Banana eSports will surely be able to push out of this. Yeah,
with a demo man down, Nuze, you pick a door, any door, you can enter in from it and start claiming your second point, and there we go. Everyone's just bum rushed onto that point now. They're not even going to contest over on the side of Niet Netherlands, and I don't blame them. That's just too risky. They're going to maybe have a quick poke about in the big door area, because they have got a slight Uber advantage, and I mean, it's Gully Wash. If you can kind of control this big door area, you can cut off a lot of avenues for them to kind of keep fighting up. Oh, Kufl was brought down so low for a moment there. The soldiers and the scars are still trying to take him down. He's so low, but no one can just find the shots onto him.
They just managed to keep him alive there. I think he would have died if it weren't for a rocket being slightly clipped by a little ledge on big door. So it's a bit of luck involved here, but I think he managed to make it out alive, and they've got even Ubers. They've reset back to a bit of a stable situation after there was a lot of hectic fights going on big door, but they managed to keep it stable. They retook second with that from even Ubers after the really nice trade, and now they're looking to make something else happen. Because they're not on last, it's not as easy for them to just switch for an off class, so they are going to have to look to create something if they want to make it work. But they're 1 round up, it's not on them, and they do lose Spirit, who was holding in big door. Yeah,
the entire flank has been compromised, and oh no, Tweaker's just trying to enter the meat grinder, and he's sadly been grinded up for that meat, so they're going to have to back off for now. They have done just like a simple player trade at this point, and they're looking to maybe make a play off some damage here over on the side of Banana eSports, but can't quite make it happen. They're just going to go and reset things. Maybe go for the choke push, because I don't think there's anybody there right now. Yeah, there we go. You actually have Sky coming up, making a rotation round, keeping that on lockdown, but I wonder if anybody's watching that drop down. Ah, very good work, Wolfie. That's what I like to see. So,
and they also when they were pushing big door there, Niet Netherlands, Banana Esports had rotated their heals and 5 of their players. It was just the demo left alone at choke. So maybe if maybe Skyrovania or Twiku, if they're keeping their eyes sharp on choke, they can exploit the fact that there's just one player on that side of the map. He does have it quite well sticky, but there's a lot of places like in drop down that could be exploited. At the moment, though, Niet Netherlands trying to make something happen on big door again.
Oh, you saw Cronky. He really took the bait there. He really wanted to go through that the control point door, just past the shutter door, and maybe can sneak his way in there. But I don't think I've ever seen that play kind of work out without the team kind of knowing about it. They did plan for it over on the side of Niet Netherlands and going to act accordingly right now. They are down a player during all of this skirmishing, but I don't think it's going to deter them too much. They actually get the pick onto Collide, but they have to use their Uber charge to kind of do that. But it's a good thing both Ubers have been exchanged, and when the dust settles, it looks like they have got a foothold onto the second point now, and finally they can get that last point maybe planning going.
They had a much later Uber there in big door, and they were able to get a pick with it, but they couldn't have made anything further happen from that. They had a lot of people capping. I think they could have committed more forward and used their player advantage, but I think it would have been a bit of a risk. Skyrovania in now, gets good damage onto the demo, a bit onto the med, but they'll both survive, and he doesn't get anything for his life there. Tob playing quite aggressively in top right. He's liable to be flanked right now, but it looks like they've resettled quite stably into lobby. Khalid coming in aggressively with his heals into lobby. They do pop the Uber, and they get 2 picks with it. The Dutch medic is still in top on 95%. He's not had to use his Uber yet, and there is a bit of cap time getting off for Karate Farmer on second.
Yeah, God, what an awkward situation. You've just used your Uber there to kind of make things happen, and you couldn't even pop the enemy medic, so kind of almost gives it to them on the plate here. Maybe they can make this push out and kind of force them at these very early stages of the second point, and that's what they've just done. They've trying to kind of get the push the boat out here, really rush to this last point over on the side of Niet.
Skyrovania with a big jump in, got launched by a stick. He lands on the medic and 2 rockets him. His team should be able to follow up on that massively, and they do win the round. Tob coming in with a big 3 cape, shooting stickies on the point and really denying that.
Do you hear that news? It's LAN. You can hear them. They're shouting, they're screaming, they're getting in, they're enjoying it, and they're really getting the adrenaline flowing on both of these teams. 1-1. It's a good game to cast.
Let's see if they will do the same approach on mid, where they both take the enemy side. I'm going to take a look at Banana Esports just now as they're walking in. It looks like they're taking their own side for once. Hipfire getting the first pick onto Spirit, denying that jump, but lots of follow-up from Banana Esports, dominating that left-hand side. It's just Skyrovania and Wolfie getting out of choke, and that'll be the mid going to Banana Esports.
Yeah, they kind of switched it up there this time. They wanted to hold on to their own territory, and it worked out and paid a lot of dividends for them. And you still have Sky kind of faffing about him, and they might get the flank around onto Kuf here, but he's kind of unaware that he had this flank, and he will be actually taken out by Kuf himself. Very stylish little crossbow to kind of take out the roamer.
Yeah, they're just capping second now, leaving 1 scout on the cap. That's what I like to see moving forward, so that they can use this Uber advantage. There's 1 soldier down, and they got good damage onto a scout, so there shouldn't be many off classes to deal with on last. There's just a heavy coming out of spawn now. They take the Uber in at a perfect time, focus the heavy down. There's not a demo in place to contest on point. He dies as well. They just need to play the point now and get some sticky denial in. They get so much damage on the point. Twigu's really weak. If only they can follow up. It's just Skyrovania left alive, and Banana Esports securing their second round rather.
Yeah, it was looking a little bit dangerous there, Nuze. There was a point where they were kind of had their eyes turned on both the point as well as getting the kills, and it looks like they were being teared apart at the seams, but luckily the players that were just playing the point were just playing it off so well and getting some nice DM going that they managed to kind of claw together that last push.
Yeah, they took it in a pretty great time to get that heavy and just deal with any of the defenses on last. Now the Dutch squad are taking the enemy side again because it worked out for them before. Banana Esports bombing both soldiers aggressively and getting good damage for it, but they die early. It's a 4v4 right now.
Oh, nice! Snipe sticky coming out from Anna there. So with the medic down, they can almost breathe a sigh of relief and just know that they can run this mid from this point with the heals alone. They do lose the Karate Farmer to Hipfire, however, and there we go. The beast has been slain. Hipfire will go down, and time to start capping mid.
Yeah, they're probably going to leave just one scout on the cap again as they take it into second. There are some stickies around for them to deal with, but I think they should be fine. There's a nice little trap on point by the tires. They should get spotted out, though. It's not particularly hidden. The Demo's standing on the sticks right now, and he didn't notice, but they don't get that. They get cleared in time, and they should be able to cap this without losing anyone. 50% Uber for the defending medic. They've got an NG and Sniper on the defense. Sniper watching River right now. Takes a body shot, doesn't quite connect it, and he's retreated to a bit of a safer position. Kufrel in lower lobby. They're looking to take this Uber in from main, it looks like, at TurboTabs.
Yeah, they kind of took their sweet time about it, but they had such an advantage that they can still kind of make this even with all the time delayed, and are getting some nice frags in and providing enough room. But I think they can still hold on to this. And look, because they took so much time, Nuze, they finally, that safety net coming out for Niet Netherlands is going to, be eliminated now. So they do have this sort of kind of like bait and switch going, where they've kind of backed out and see if they can make a repush in. It's just one soldier left, but he ends up dying to the saw of old man Swedeland. So no
interesting, yeah, it went down to the wire there. I think if the medic didn't hit the saw, I don't think they would have been able to defend that round, but he did manage to get it, and the damage was worth it in the end, even though he traded his life for it. So both scouts of Netherlands pushing out now, while both medics are dead. Top doing a decent job of denying them from big door, it looks like, but the red team kind of has a bit of control. They might be looking to repush. I think just that death from Kronk has kind of been the nail of the coffin of that idea. Skyrovinia got some space in from big door, got damage onto Kufrel. Twiku as well. So both soldiers coming in from Netherlands, and they both go down from it.
Collard is just kind of doing work for his team right now, just manhandling the rest of Netherlands, walking up by himself. One-man tank, that boy.
Karate Farmer getting another late kill onto the enemy demo man, so they don't have stickies to worry about if they can be pushing last sometime soon. But with Wolfie spawning and potentially another off-class, I think it's probably a safer bet just to play for the stalemate, because they're at a 20% Uber disadvantage as well. Yeah. Maybe they could have got a sack going while they had a player pick, but I don't think they're really in a position to do that just now.
Just hear all sorts of LAN action going on, but keep in mind there's loads of games playing whilst this game's going on, so you feel like you might be catching some small spoilers from the echo here and there, but there's loads of games going on. There's Hipfire denies Spirit of his jump, and he's just going to get really gunned down. Kronk was trying to back up his buddy there, but it's just a two-man sack, and it's Gully Wash. They can hold this point with just 4 players, right?
Well, maybe. They're all in big door, though. There's no one spotting top. Twiku got out into attic, and he was in a position to maybe flank on choke, but they have denied the scout that's aggressive. Kufrel is really weak holding on to this Uber, and they are going to have to back out because they can't really contest that. With Kufrel that weak, they would just have to pop as soon as they walk through the choke. So we're back to even Ubers. Really nice retake from Netherlands to come out of second like that on those 2 picks, but it looks like Banana eSports are wanting to retake it.
Yeah, I think everyone's a bit confused right now. There's some players on the second that aren't aware of each other. There we go. An Uber actually has come out to play over on the second point, and they will actually split this Uber up. Twiku will jump forward to kind of provide space for his team, but it's just him right now dealing with it. He might actually be the one to get out. Oh god, the red team are just eviscerating the rest of Netherlands. Banana eSports are going to be smiling really wide at this point. Going into this last point, there's only 2 players left, and they've been slain, Nuze.
That'll be the 3rd round on the board for Banana eSports. It was a really nice second push. I mean, they had got the scout onto the point and taken a lot of control of Shutter and denied some area with stickies, so that by the time Netherlands were coming in to exchange Ubers, they had to use a lot of resources and health to be able to actually contest the scout on point. And then Twiku wasn't able to win the 1v1, so they didn't actually manage to block the cap when they were pushing out. But good for Banana eSports to deny that.
Let's see how they do on this next mid, as again they're going with what they've known before. Netherlands are trying to fight them for their enemy territory, and it's going much better this time. They've got the initial position and aren't being gunned down so quickly, but they've kind of separated and provided a little bit of a weak spot for Banana eSports to kind of exploit there. So a very nice example of kind of kiting as well as kind of just lashing back in those points where you know that they weren't watching over on the side of Niet.
It looks like Banana eSports have kind of they've got a good picture now of what that mid entails for Niet Netherlands, and they know kind of how to play around it, because the last 2 mids have not been successful. They did manage to get Kufrel, so not all is lost, but they're sitting on their last after losing 2 points because of their slightly over-aggressive mid-fight. It doesn't look like Banana eSports are quite ready to push, though. I think they want to wait for Uber. They're in a pretty safe position with 2 rounds up at the moment, so they don't need to take any big risks, whereas with 11 minutes left, I think Niet Netherlands, they might want to try and make something happen soon.
This is the point where you want the Netherlands to turn around, look at their low-pounder idols and think, I can do the 2-round comeback too. And maybe they could still do it. 11 minutes on the clock is plenty of time in FPS land news. So I believe. Do you believe?
Hey, well, it's gully wash of all maps. I think there have been very quick rounds in the past, and they do get 2 picks to open it up. Kronk and Spirit going for a sack there. Last time they tried to push out on this 2-man advantage, they kind of got shut down, but this time they're going from top, and there's a complete wraparound play from Banana eSports. There's only a heavy on last, but they're not going to be able to get onto last in time for the cap. Good repush, and now they've got a full Uber advantage. Top does die for it as well as Wolfie, but Old Man Sweeland's in a comfortable position. They're going into mid. If they can, I don't know if they'll be able to outcap the second point here if this scout can delay long enough.
Caps at the same rate, so they can actually backcap them from that mid point. They need to throw some bodies on that mid if they want to hold on to it, but they haven't done the opposite for their point. They haven't thrown any bodies to deal with this mid, this second capture, and they will actually eviscerate them trying to make the push down. And Wolfie's still alive. It's just Wolfie left, and he's doing a good job of actually delaying them, so you'll have some respawners actually coming up, but it's just the medic at this point, and Tob is all by himself. He can't deal with 2 scouts. This is a nightmare scenario for a demo man at this point, and oh man, he will even get shut down.
The red demo man, oh, I feel so bad for him. He made a really nice play, got 3 quick frags on second, but then he taunted and lost to a scout because the scout was shooting a taunted demo.
Not like this.
Bit unlucky, but they managed to get the round anyway, so good on his team for managing to follow up off his really nice 3K. Going into this mid, I really want to see something different from Netherlands. They've been taking the enemy side every time, and it looks like they're going back to it. Their demo playing early in the choke. The scout's getting quite aggressive, but they've not really got too much position. Let's see if Twiku can open things up with his jump. He walks in, gets denied really hard. First frag for Karate Farmer. Khaled in with a big bomb. So much damage for Banana eSports, and it's just Hipfire left alive in second. Wolfie's already backed out. Hipfire goes down. They maybe have 1 off class for last, but that will be all for Netherlands, as Banana eSports really showing up strong on that mid. Not a single person dying.
Yeah, they got a very, very solid flank around from, I think it was, believe, one of the scouts over on Banana eSports, and from there it just drew so many eyes, News, that it made it very easy for them to kind of push across the point and punish them whilst their backs were turned. And oh, there goes Aroma. Like,
that's an opening pick. No sniper to worry about. They do have a heavy and an NG, just a level 1 at the moment.
And a pyro too. They're throwing everything at this point. The whole kitchen sink, and now the pyro's seeing what he can do, but he actually burns down 1 player, but sadly it's just a pyro at the end of the day. He can't really take on all these gamers.
It's a 3v3. The health advantage is in favor of Banana eSports. Khaled playing it really well, just playing the corner as Soldier. Tob not able to contest him on the point there, as he was only 35 HP, but again, good last push. They're managing to deal with these off classes really well.
Don't you hate it when you're a demo man like that, and you know you can't stand on the point because you're just going to die, and you just have to kind of watch them as they camp. But yeah, 5-1 is the score. It is almost getting to good old trash time. Thank you, EU reset rule set, but maybe they can still make a go with this. 7 minutes left, so it is possible, but gotta imagine the morale at this point. They're going with the last mid strat where they just kind of stay on their own side. They're actually running the pyro to mid.
Yeah, their mid was the first pick that died on mid, so it was kind of grim from that point on. Kufril's looking pretty safe, but Twiku is still left alive. He is trying to contest them on Big No. Maybe if he can get a nice reflect here, he can get something, but they both go down to Karate Farmer. This will be another second point going to Banana eSports, and they'll have a full Uber on last. With late deaths from their scouts, I don't think they'll have much in terms of off classes to deal with it. The Uber is coming in for Khaled and Kronk. They're getting onto the blue medic. One rocket, he's so weak. Some follow-up needs to be done. But there are some respawners for Netherlands. Maybe they can turn the tide of this fight. Red Demo going really weak, but they're playing the point, and so much cap time, TurboTabs.
Yeah, it looked like they actually might have made a go of it there. It was probably the best strat they could do with just 2 players alive, so commendable from Banana eSports, but they did the cardinal sin News of when you're making that push in, you just focus all your fire and attention on that medic that isn't even going to get Uber. So they kind of wasted all their rockets there, and by then everyone just kind of pooped on Collide once he was un-Ubered.
They did not deal with any of the fragging classes like properly before they were playing the point there, so that by the time they actually got cap time, they just got collapsed on by 2 soldiers. I guess they're kind of rushing it, you know, they're 4 rounds up. They just want to finish this while there's 6 minutes left. They're not really in a position where they could lose. But again, they rushed it a little bit. If they took it a bit more time and just called focus fires, they're coming in now to try it a bit better. Focusing down that demo, he does die quite early. They're going to deal with the sentry now. That goes down. All players are on left, and they do cap the point out.
Mercy rule and vote, and Mercy has been given finally. GGs have been called, and there we go. The game is over. It will be Banana eSports heading into the Swiss system a little happier and a little more likely to get into that top 4 playoff spot.
Yeah, so with the Swiss system, I think the way it's going to work out, there's 10 teams playing, so we'll be seeing the teams that win the first rounds obviously playing against each other. I think the next set of games that we'll have on stream will be, well, I'm presuming will be the other teams playing of the first round. And then after that we'll get to see winners playing each other. Yeah, am I correct?
Yeah, that's roughly the skinny of it. And but we still kind of, even if we use that Beth Flight forefront, we don't know what's going on with all the other matches, so we still don't know what we're going to get on stream. So it's kind of like a lucky dip at this point. Sometimes you get a top team, sometimes you get some low teams, sometimes...
We'll definitely see a few of the top teams playing against each other, unless, you know, especially miraculous upsets happen.
I think it would be like probably at this stage where they kind of like meet each other, because they more than likely they would have won their games, and you know, by the Swiss system rules, the winners have to face the winners. So
yeah, well, it should be interesting. I don't know if is it just one maps that we're seeing at this stage of the tournament? One map series rather.
Yeah, it would be best of 1 all the way through the Swiss system. So I think best of 3
keeps it simple.
Yeah, makes it very easy. I mean, I think that means like every team's going to be walking away with 5 maps played, 5 rounds played, and then people start being knocked out. But that won't happen until day 2. Day two.
That was an interesting game though, to get us running.
Yeah.
Some big plays, some questionable plays. But I liked seeing Hipfire running around on Scout for once rather than behind the mic.
Yeah, it's not many times. I might have listened back. We were tempted, weren't we, to kind of like slate Hipfire. You know, we're all good buddies in production and whatnot, but no, he did all right. I can't remember any particular.
I hope Zay Frosty does the same, but if he doesn't, we're gonna have to call him out. You know.
Yeah. But it just means if they're not doing too hot, they can go onto the casting team. You know. Join us up here. We want them up here. We want you to do badly.
we want them to get knocked out so they can come join us in the comfy chairs. You know?
Yeah. So we are just trying to find out about the next game right now. You know. So
I think. I mean, obviously the first game started a little bit later than we wanted, but I think we'll be seeing one of the better teams this time round. Well, I'd imagine that's what we'd be able to cast, and I'm looking forward to seeing, you know, some of the wildcard players. Like Adiski's his land soldier debut. Well, I guess first time playing soldier on a proper team.
He's not the only kind of name that has some first here. I think we've actually got some of the American players. I don't think we've seen like Iraq or Garbuglio, called that. That
so them as well, like
Garbuglio.
Garbuglio, I think when he first joined Froyo, the plan was to go to lands, or it was to go to I-61, and then he left, and now he's back for this iteration of Froyo. So I don't think he's been at a European LAN before. It was just Rewind that he played with EVL. But he's back on Roamer. I don't know if maybe it was the product of EVL being a pretty well-gelled team that he was able to perform very well in that LAN, but I think there's a good degree of individual talent there as well, and I think he's probably one of those players that is going to show up.
Is there anything that needs to watch out for you, like your first LANs, Nuze? Is there anything that might trip up like the average gamer when they kind of arrive here at like the LAN center?
I think you can't really underestimate the value of taking care of yourself, so like having water to drink, and making sure you eat regularly, and like not getting very low amounts of sleep because it's very easy to neglect sleep on LAN.
TF2 players not looking after themselves. Is that really hard to believe? Like,
aside from that, I mean, one of the big problems a lot of people have at LAN is adjusting to how it is like communicating with the team. Like, there's a lot of noise.
Yeah.
Like, that's something that affects everyone. I mean, that's a big reason why Stark makes spy plays on LAN, because people can't hear it as well. You know?
Yeah. Remember the thunder sticks from?
Oh yeah, I-55.
I-55, yeah.
Good old thunder sticks.
Yeah. We were actually going to get some vuvuzelas in here, so
I'm sure everyone would
really
love that.
capture the LAN environment.
Yeah.
But I think like because we've got a good chunk of players here, I think they're quite respectful with one another and as well. It's not too much of a spectator.
I think there's enough space, and what's nice is the spectator areas not too close to the PCs.
Yeah.
And the PCs are, well, there's not as many PCs, which is nice. You know, it's like the playing area and the spectating area, whereas I-61, there's a lot of PCs, and this is where that person's playing. So if you want to see that player, you go spectate behind that player.
We haven't quite got that huge like eSport stage where it's kind of like woof, woof,
and
exactly. That's all you can hear as a player. Like, oh,
exactly. I think it's quite nice as a spectator or as a player to come to this, because there's not too much hassle.
Yeah.
You know, infamously in previous LANs, there's some trouble from spectators in the past, but like you're saying, it's not going to be a problem this time around.
You're quite a LAN veteran at this point, Nuze. How do you think this, like LAN first impressions? How do you think it stacks up with all the other LANs?
Well, yesterday, because I was traveling with Alfie and Adiski, we had got here on Wednesday and we spent a day in Stockholm, just kind of enjoying that, and then we came here. So as far as how LAN's going for me and how it begins,
like
it's been really fun so far, and it's just getting started. I mean, the venue seems really nice.
I think that's
nice
one
to
of
see everyone here as well.
That's one of the few problems with like such big LANs like I-61 or maybe even Rewind and stuff like that. There's so many people,
insane amounts of people.
You don't even get a chance to kind of see everyone you want to see, or talk to everyone, or hang out, or do the things like. But with these sort of smaller scale LANs and stuff like that, you kind of get a bit more of the limelight with certain people.
Yeah,
get to meet people that you don't really.
It's nice that everyone here is TF2 people.
Yeah.
Because I think we're the only ones using the venue for this at the moment. So
absolutely no
everyone,
sharing.
Everyone that we look around, anyone you might see on camera is someone that is in some capacity involved with TF2.
I think there's like a few that aren't involved with TF2 and they're kind of curious because it is like a eSports center.
Yeah.
So people can still kind of enter in, but they'll probably like look in and be like, "Oh, it's being used. We need to leave."
For the vast majority of people, though, like with other LANs that are bigger and host a bunch of other games, you know, there's a lot going on, and it's probably more of the time more fun to go with like a small group of people if you're newer to the scene, or you know, go with your team and just play for fun.
I had this exact same conversation with like Caps and Alba, where we were saying these are the LANs that make people want to go to more LANs. These are like the ones that make you love TF2 and just you want to go to all the LANs after this point. It's like
the smaller LANs,
the gateway LAN.
Yeah, the gateway LAN.
But it's been really fun. Like the first night's been so much fun.
Yeah,
already.
no, honestly, like, there's a lot of people staying in the hostel. Or you're in the hotel.
Yeah, I'm in the hotel.
But I'm staying in the hostel.
Fancy.
Big money TurboTabs. Yeah.
It's all that caster money. Essentials are just like essentials. When am I getting my money? Oh, okay. But
so I'm staying in the hostel. And there's a lot of the guys from the tournament, a lot of the TF2 guys are staying in the hostel.
I've actually talked to the receptionist, and apparently like everyone but 4 rooms at that hostel is all TF2.
Really? Wow.
All TF2. And keep in mind, there's like a good solid, I don't know, like above 20 rooms or so.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot.
More gamers.
So it's kind of the TF2 hostel for the weekend.
Yeah. I mean, I've planted my flag there. My beer's back in the fridge.
Oh yeah, your big crate.
Yeah, I don't really get a fridge over in the hotel.
Yeah.
So
is it a nice hotel?
Yeah, it's quite a nice hotel.
There's a few of you staying there.
Like like I guess it's the people that really like showered the money and just kind of like branched out. But people kind of probably wondering what's going on with the game. You know, as much as I want to hear about Turbo's like
hotel shenanigans, you know.
But the STV's broken right now. More LAN issues, but it's okay. It's Swiss system. You know, these are the games that you probably want breakages to happen. So, I mean,
we want it to be smooth sailing from the playoff bracket.
I mean,
what is nice though, I mean, and a lot of other big LANs in recent history, we've had issues with LAN servers early on.
Yeah.
So I think I-61 started with Serve Me servers, as did I-58 for all of it, if not almost all of it.
Yeah.
But we're on LAN servers at the moment,
And
which is a nice start.
And what's nice is like we have control of these ones. Look, so you can even get a quick glance at the LAN right now, see all the action, all the happiness. Look at that guy, he's got the LAN spirit.
Yeah, it's quite nice. I don't know who we can see there. I see
We're
Hipfire.
going to pick on people, aren't we?
Hipfire in the bottom right, relaxing, enjoying a comfortable defeat.
Big man Skyper right there, taking centre fold.
Yeah, he's playing on, I think some of the PCs here we have are laptop set up.
Yeah.
But the majority of them are desktops.
Yeah. Also,
144 Hz gaming, you know.
another little aspect of LAN that people don't think about too much when, because it's not a bring your own PC, everyone has to share these PCs, and when you have to share, you have to set up every single time, Nuze.
Yeah.
And it can be a bit of a headache. You can see all the kind of awkwardness now, everyone floating around like, please let me go on this computer, and like, all right, fine. So
yeah, I'm not sure if the rotation has begun, if people are moving between desks.
Yeah, it's definitely started at this point. I can see people logging out. That's the beauty. I can just turn around. If I really want to, I can just start flinging things at them.
Yeah, all the stream viewers, they need to wait for buttons to be pressed, but we can just rotate our heads and see what's going on.
We could just leave, you know.
We could,
We've got no responsibility here.
Crack open a cold one with the boys.
Oh, you know. With the boys.
With the boys.
It's an old meme, sir, but it checks out.
See Beater up there.
He just arrived.
Well. Yeah, at 15. Well, so just before the game, like 5 minutes before.
He's doing his rounds at this point. He knows that he's going to be, the whip's going to crack, and he's going to have to go back to the casters, like ball and chain. So he's going to say hi to everybody now.
Caster of the season.
Yeah, the caster of the season.
Caster
the community
of the
pillar.
Whew.
Danish action hero.
I envy him. I envy him greatly.
Those frag vids, man. Like I feel like that's the great thing about him. He's like a Swiss Army knife.
We see a haunted chair in the bottom right as well.
Oh,
there. Oh, we're back.
Right.
There goes the fun.
No, fun is over there. But so I've heard like that the next games are going to be Throw Your Tech, maybe.
I would imagine Throw Your Tech would be the preference. Maybe if they don't start or if there's delays. I don't know. Hopefully they're all prepared and ready with their configs to game. But if not them, it would definitely be one of Pizza Polished or Lopander.
Yeah.
One of the top 3 teams that we have here.
Yeah.
But I'd like to see Froyotech. If the game I'm looking forward to seeing the most probably in the Swiss system will be Pizza Polished versus Froyo.
I've got to ask Nuze, would you say gamers are taking these games seriously? Because it's not that cutthroat. I know that they might. You want to win. Obviously, obviously, we all want to win. But are people going to really like throw too much care into it? Are they going to keen it up?
I don't
are they
think
going to go
it's
after all the logs and all the demos and start reviewing them and all this?
I think people are definitely keen. Like, again, speaking to the guys I was traveling with, Alfie and Adiski of Pizza Polished, you know, they've got some things that they've worked on.
Oh wow, some pockets.
We watched some demos in the first night at Hostel. Demos, drinking games.
Wow.
You know.
Drinking games demos.
Yeah, I don't just watch demos on, you know, weekend afternoons on the stream, just for fun.
That's what you just do every day. No films for this.
Yeah, I don't actually have a job. I just watch demos for 20 hours.
You're like, ooh, gonna watch a classic or something. It's like just an old VHS
the old
tape.
demos. The old
you have
demos
just like
are great.
tapes and tapes all over in your room. You're like, yes, this is a prime year, Epsilon versus Dignitas. Like
Except the TF2 demo system is actually worse than if you were to watch a VHS and try and, you know, pause, rewind, and fast forward.
Hey, man, can you like swim about in the world of VHS? I don't think so.
Probably not. Probably not. But, you know, not to go on too much of a tangent. Yeah, like, I think it's going to be not as keen as Rewind or some of the I-series, because obviously there was, you know, intercontinental competition, because there's been a few lands now where we've had NA, EU, and OzFortress represented.
Yeah.
But this one, couple mixed teams, Lopander not at their full strength, but I think everyone still wants to do their best and win. Like, we're not going to see I-58 where, you know, there's shenanigans and some teams, you know, Froyotech and Luma, I don't know if anyone knows.
Let's not open that can of worms.
Yeah. But I don't think there's not going to be any bad blood if there's any results. But it's going to be people are taking this seriously.
Yeah, we've all talked to them, and I think everyone knows that any hostilities are going to be left at the door. Like,
yeah, I think the other thing is, like, even if you're just coming to have fun with the TF2 LAN, as soon as you start playing competitive 6v6 on LAN, you get into it.
Yeah,
like,
it takes over.
Like LAN double mixes are so much keener than like
I've seen
anything else.
I've seen friendships broken from like those LAN double mixes.
People get really into it.
I mean, it takes a lot of coordination to get a LAN double mix going, so it feels like it's much more of a of a sacrifice.
But once you get it going, it's easy because you just the common thing to do is you get 12 people that are connected onto the server, and then after each map you swap to the next person's PC, so you move one to the left, and then it's just you don't know who you're playing, but it's the same 12 PCs, the same 12 people.
It is kind of the beauty as well of a LAN setting. If somebody's kind of faffing about, you can just get up, go, punch them in the face, just like get on the server. Like,
have you ever had to do that at TurboTabs?
I don't think I've punched anybody, but usually it's kind of. I remember walking about and asking people from TC, like, oh, you want to mix? Do you want to mix? Do you want to mix? Because it's hard to get these scrims going, actually, some LAN scrims going.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, because you've got that LAN setting, you've got everybody with you. A lot of time, people take this time to kind of go demos or, just talk it out in the bar or something like that, and how they're going to go about it.
It's almost like in bigger LANs, where people have their set PCs, they can scrim. This time, if you're not on the PC, you're kind of forced to socialize, but it's great because, again, there's just TF2 people. But I think we've talked enough. We've had our rants. I think we're going to go to music for a little bit.
Yeah, we have to go to music. I didn't want to do it. Production made me do it. So blame production, Twitch chat, okay? I wanted to stay here. Nuze wanted to stay here, but we have to.
I'm comfy.
We have to go. So we're going to just pop over for just 10 minutes. I swear, 10 minutes.
Just 10.
So enjoy the music. Get a cup of tea, Come back. We'll have more games for you very shortly. This has been Essentials.tf. eSports United Community Rumble coming up.